Not all conspiracy theories are created equal. Some might sound wild at first, but when you dig a little deeper, you start finding evidence that makes you wonder what's really going on. Here are 5 outrageous conspiracy theories that might be true. Number 5. Denver International Airport secrets. You've probably flown through plenty of airports, but Denver International? That's a whole different story. Some people believe that beneath its massive runways lies a hidden world. Underground bunkers for the elite, or even something more. Alien, the airport's unusual murals, Masonic symbols, and bizarre budget overruns certainly add to the suspicion. But here's the part that makes you wonder. The airport is nearly twice the size of Manhattan, way more space than a typical airport needs. And workers have reported tunnels that don't seem to connect to any visible facilities. Plus, 5 buildings that were constructed incorrectly weren't demolished. They were buried underground. Why? There are just too many red flags. Number 4. Paul McCartney's death. Imagine if one of the Beatles wasn't who we thought he was. That's the theory with Paul McCartney. That he died in 1966 and was quietly replaced by a look-alike. Fans point to bizarre clues like Paul walking barefoot on the Abbey Road album cover, something that supposedly symbolizes death. But there's more. Lyrics that, when played in reverse, allegedly say, "Paul is dead." Now, here's what gives this theory legs. Forensic experts have studied photos of McCartney from before and after 1966, claiming they see definite differences in his facial structure. And a 2009 Italian study even found discrepancies in the voice prints of McCartney's pre- and post-1966 recordings. It's not definitive proof, but if juries believe these experts in courts, who are we to deny their evidence? Number 3. Big Pharma is suppressing cures. What if Big Pharma isn't just about treating illnesses, but about making sure they never fully go away? The theory suggests pharmaceutical companies already have cures for diseases like cancer, but keep them hidden to continue profiting from expensive, ongoing treatments. Why could this be true? In 2015, Turing Pharmaceuticals infamously raised the price of Daraprim from $13.50 to $750 per pill. Questcor raised the price of Acthar gel from $40 to $23,000, and Valeant spiked the price of the diabetes drug Lametta from $800 to over $10,000 for a 90-day supply. Even Mylan doubled the price of EpiPens. And here's the thing. A lot of money Big Pharma spends goes into developing treatments that patients need to take for years, not one-time cures. In 2014, they spent $89 billion on Rand-D, but much of that was funneled into developing drugs that keep patients coming back for more. Number 2. The Phantom Time Hypothesis. What if you weren't actually living in the year 2024? That's the mind-bending idea behind the Phantom Time Hypothesis, which claims that about 300 years of history, specifically between 614 and 911 CE, were entirely fabricated. Now, here's the really strange part. When you start digging into the evidence, or rather, the lack of it, it gets a little eerie. Archaeologists and historians have long noted that there's surprisingly little physical or written evidence from this period. Key developments in architecture seem to leap forward with no real transition. Romanesque styles appear out of nowhere, while earlier periods seem oddly quiet. Another puzzling aspect is the mismatch between historical records from different parts of the world. For example, in Europe, there's little to no documentation of the Byzantine Empire or Islamic expansions during this phantom period. Some historians have even pointed out that events supposedly happening at the same time in different regions don't seem to align when you cross-reference their timelines. Number 1. The CIA killed JFK. In 1963, President John F. Kennedy was assassinated in an event that continues to spark controversy. While the official story pins Lee Harvey Oswald as the lone gunman, many suspect the CIA played a role. Kennedy had ruffled feathers within the agency, especially after threatening to curb their influence during the Cold War. Things got more suspicious in 1978, when the House Select Committee on Assassinations concluded that JFK was probably assassinated as a result of a conspiracy and hinted at a second shooter. They also found major issues in the original investigation. Missing evidence and altered records only deepened the mystery. Plus, we know for a fact that the CIA was involved in plots to assassinate Fidel Castro, proving they weren't afraid of political killings. With key documents still classified, it's no surprise this theory has credibility. That's it for the day. Follow us for more stories and facts.